Morning, this is Brian. Today is Friday, October 18th, 2024. And I'm here parked along Highway 67 here in Ramona, right at the Poway Fire Station. Today, I'm going to be hiking up to Woodson Mountain. That's where you would go. You're going to go hike up the road to Woodson. But for me today, I want to make a loop hike. I'm going to be hiking up the Fry-Koegel Trail and down the Woodson Road. Down Woodson Road, the paved road. So I'm going to walk along 67 until I get to Archie Moore Road. And then I'm going to look for the trailhead on Archie Moore Road. So, I'm not going to film much of this clip here. I'll see you up at Archie Moore. Alright, so I'm still walking next to 67, but luckily where the road gets a little narrower, or the shoulder gets narrower, seems to be a single track coming right down from the road. Haven't quite got to Archie Moore yet. But I have a feeling that that's the Fry-Koegel Trail right there. So I'm just going to walk along the single track instead of walking along the shoulder. But look at this huge white sage, an old Salvia apiana. This is an old growth white sage right here. Wow, that's incredible. There's some old growth white sage down here. Wow. Just trying to find where the trail is. Huh. Trying to find where the trailhead is. Let's see if I can find it. Well, maybe I should be walking along 67. Yeah, I think I'm gonna go back to 67. I hate to say it. I don't know. This is going towards private property. I'd rather avoid that. But yeah, some huge old white sage is growing here. I guess I better go up to the highway. Unfortunately, Archie Moore should be not that much further up. But I guess coming down here gave me a chance to check it out. Check out this huge white sage. Wow. All right. Back up to 67, I guess. Yeah, I don't think I can enter the trail there. Let's see. Oh yeah, I can. Perfect. Should be the Fry-Koegel Trail here. There we go. Okay. That'll work. All right. Starting on my way to Woodson Mountain. On the way up there, there's a massive, big scrub oak. It's a massive scrub oak. Look at this. It's a Quercus acutidens. This is a big scrub oak. There's another one here. It's even bigger. Here's a huge Quercus acutidens right here. Look at that. See, this one has a lot of its Engelmann oak DNA in it. This is a humongous scrub oak. You can tell it's got a lot of its tree parent lineage, Quercus acutidens. That one has a lot of its Engelmann oak DNA in it. All right. So I'm going to be going this way to Woodson and down the paved road on the way back. There's Woodson Mountain in all its glory. It's the high point of the Poway Range. Alright. Looks like this is going to be a very interesting day. This huge big berry manzanita. Look at that. That's a big one. This one's actually basically a tree. There's a huge big berry manzanita. Yeah, looks like this is going to be an interesting day. And for those who love coniferous trees, wait till we get to the upper portions of Woodson Mountain, especially at the summit. But yeah, wait till we get higher up on Woodson Mountain. It's going to get interesting. Here's the Woodson golf course right here. Oh, this is going to be an interesting day. I'm taking this way to the peak because this one has the ups and downs, and when I get back, I kind of don't want to have to do the ups and downs. Going down Woodson Road will probably be the more gentle way, or gentler way to get down this. All right, let's see. Here's the Fry-Koegel Trail. Oh, here's a huge old Ceanothus crassifolius, variety crassifolius. I wonder if I'm going the wrong way. I wonder if I should be going the other way. I guess I'll find out soon enough. Here's a nice old coast live oak right here. Quercus agrifolia, variety agrifolia. Wow. So it looks like the trail follows this end of this community here. That's why I'm going to be kind of quiet. Away for more updates. First, big acutidens. It's a huge Quercus acutidens. Wow. Acorns are almost Engelmann oak-like. Alright. Away I go. Big sugar bush right here. Savada. This is huge. Look at that. Thing's massive. Here's laurel sumac's cousin. This is a steep trail. Ooh boy. Keep you posted. It's a quiet area here. So, this trail does not waste time. I'll tell you, there's a lot of bird feeders, bird houses here, right by this home. Pretty cool. Now we're getting downhill. Pretty neat. I think we're Starting to start pulling away from the houses now. Kind of glad. Okay, here we go. Wow, that was a pretty decent uphill pull. Ooh-wee. And this is 24 hours after I was working on another hike. Did a hike yesterday. I'm on a week's vacation right now, so this is my second day out in a row. Haven't done that in a long time. Ooh, going down into this scrub oak wood here. It's pretty neat. So yeah, this is my third day of vacation and my second hike in a row. First day, I just relaxed at home, but just trying to get some hiking in. Day after tomorrow, I'm going to be heading out of town to visit my friend Brett. So good chance you'll be seeing him on a couple of my videos later this vacation. So it looks like we're going downhill now. I knew there were going to be some ups and downs. But yeah, you can see the Woodson golf course. Golf course down below us here. So we're entering this beautiful coast live oak woodland. Very important to stay on trail here. I see lots of western poison oak. A lot of it's already leafless, so gotta be extra cautious now. Ooh, got some California coffee berry here. What subspecies are we looking at here? This is Fry-Koegel Californica. Let me see. Make sure I don't touch any poison oak if it's nearby here. I think this is subspecies Californica, a typical subspecies. And we got hollyleaf redberry, Rhamnus ilicifolia. If you go further south towards North Iron Mountain and in the Poway Range, you'll find this one's close cousin, the hairy redberry, Rhamnus pilosa, which is very similar looking, only Rhamnus ilicifolia does not have the fuzziness. So yeah, that's Rhamnus ilicifolia. So we got hollyleaf redberry here. Yeah, so this is hollyleaf redberry, Rhamnus ilicifolia. Had to check to see if there was fuzziness on it. Yeah. This is beautiful. Very beautiful here. Yeah, this is all poison oak right here. Something you don't want to touch. I knew to expect this part on the Fry-Koegel Trail based on people's videos and trip reports. Yeah, this is absolutely. Oh, there's a California sycamore seedling right there. That's a sycamore seedling, Platanus racemosa. That's so cool. So I guess hollyleaf redberry is going to be a factor on today's hike. But yeah, we got California coffee berry. Yeah, it's pretty cool. Like I said, lots of poison oak here, so watch what you touch. We even got bracken fern in here too. Western bracken fern. Oh, that's cool. Yeah. This oak, this massive old oak right here looks like it's struggling, unfortunately. Enjoying this beautiful wooded stretch here before we get it back out in the sun. Yesterday, it was pretty much overcast when I hiked both North Iron Mountain and Mount Ellie, just to the south of here. Figured today was another day to hit the Poway Range before the weather gets really hot again. Starting tomorrow, it starts to get hot, so I'm going to take tomorrow to rest before going up to my friend's house, and then the rest of the vacation will be spent in and out of the mountains, hiking in the mountains. Cooler temperatures, probably a lot of poking around. Yeah, this is gorgeous. A lot of coffee berry here too. All right, I'm going to keep on moving along. I'll keep you posted on my progress and any interesting finds that might come up. I think we got multiple subspecies of California coffee berry here. This one's the variant or the subspecies I come across the most. This is Fry-Koegel Californica subspecies tomatella. This is the fuzzy or the hoary coffee berry that I typically encounter on my hikes here in San Diego County. Here's more hollyleaf redberry. That's really cool. I'm glad to see hollyleaf redberry again. So yeah, this is a little bit of a roller coaster. Lots of ups and downs. So I'm kind of glad I'm not going back on this one. But needed explored. Ooh, poison oak's cousin, Rus aromatica. A little bit of fall color. Looks like the leaves mostly turned brown on that one. So I think we're out of the woods for now, and we're heading into some very thick scrub oak chaparral here. Yeah, it's beautiful here. All right, well, keep on moving along. It's gonna be time to switch batteries pretty soon. Oh, I think we got hairy redberry here too. Yeah. So look how closely it resembles hollyleaf redberry. Only difference is the leaves are fuzzy here and the stems are fuzzier. So that's Rhamnus pilosa. So we got Rhamnus here at an intersection. You'll see a faded sign for the Fry-Koegel Trail. So don't go that way. Go up this way. This is the Fry-Koegel Trail. As I think we're starting to leave the community and to start working our way towards Woodson Mountain. I think we've left the woods. Now we're in the chaparral. It's a very thick, tall chaparral. All right, this will be really good. All right, away I go, hiking up the Fry-Koegel Trail to Woodson Mountain. The water tower here. Bushrue, Neoridum demosum. It's over here too. All right, time to change my batteries. I'll see you on the next clip. Up the hill. Should have known it wouldn't be long before the next botanical piece of interest pops up. Mojave yucca. Yucca scadigera. I didn't expect that over here. Another pleasant surprise. And then of course San Diego mountain mahogany. Cercocarpus minutiflorus, which is to be expected here. Look at that. See the towers up there. See, the way I'm going is not a very direct route to get up there. What I'm going to be doing is wrapping around the north side of Woodson Mountain. And then I'm going to curve around to the west ridge. And I'm going to join the regular Woodson Trail to get to the rest of the way to the summit. Yeah. Yep. Woodson granite. Woodson Mountain, I think this is granodiorite. Granodiorite. I think it's granodiorite. Pretty sure that's what this is called here. Woodson Mountain granodiorite. This is absolutely stunning over here. How tall the chaparral is. Yeah, more Mojave yucca, too. What do we got here? Subspecies of Eastwood manzanita. Gotta see what subspecies live here. I'm assuming it's the regular subspecies. Arctostaphylos glandulosa, subspecies glandulosa, but it might be something different. Oh, we're going to enter another wooded pocket here. Ooh. I might not be right on my Quercus agrifolius variant here. This one almost looks like variety Oxyadania. I'm going to have to look that up. This kind of looks like Quercus agrifolia variety Oxyadania, so I might not be correct on what variant we have growing here. I would expect it further inland, but the undersides of the leaves are much more prominently fuzzy. So we might actually have Quercus agrifolia variety Oxyadania over here. I'd normally expect that further inland towards foothills of Cuyamaca and stuff like that, but now we might actually have the Oxyadania variant, maybe both of them here. And the undersides of that one kind of looked pretty fuzzy too, from what I could see. And we got some pines here. What do we have? Trying to figure out what kind of pine this is. Trying to see if this is a California native. Can't really see the cones too well. It almost looks like a Monterey pine or a knobcone pine, but I don't really see cones to really tell. Yeah, I think this is a knobcone pine. Yeah, I told you there'd be some conifer action here. I didn't expect it this early on, but yeah, I think this is a Pinus attenuata. I don't think Monterey pine would do too well here. And I know I've done videos about the pine trees by a Falcon Group campground in the Santa Ana Mountains back in 2021, assuming those were Monterey pines, but I'm starting to rethink that those might be actually knob cones. Yeah, I think those are knob cone pines. Yeah, those look like Pinus attenuata. Okay. Alright, so we got knob cone pines planted here too. There'll be more coniferous trees actually towards the summit. A couple of natives, a couple Southern California natives, and a species or two of non-native, non-California natives too. So be prepared for that. When I get up to the top of Woodson, I will be botanizing. And there's even another species of conifer you'd normally find higher up in the San Diego County mountains in Southern California, but I'm not going to spoil it until I get up there. Let's see. Yeah, this is variety Oxyadania. This is Quercus agrifolia variety Oxyadania. This is a Southern Coast live oak. Okay, might have been pretty errant on my original diagnosis. That looks like variety Oxyadania. All right, well, We keep pushing on this absolutely stunning trail, full of botanical wonder and surprise. Just underneath the beautiful Woodson Mountain, a mountain I've admired. Didn't know much about it when I was a kid when I lived in San Diego County, but first time I hiked it, I was in love. Oh, look at this massive Quercus acutidens. Oh, this is insane. This is a big Torrey's hybrid scrub oak. Whoa! Got the trunk size of a small tree. Technically, probably a shrub, but does that really even matter? Wow. And I think we got lakeside ceanothus here too, I think. We might have lakeside ceanothus here. Yeah, those panicles are pretty big. I gotta do some research as to what ceanothus we have here. They're not in bloom, so I can't really tell you right off the bat. If it weren't in bloom, I'd be able to tell you much more easily. This lakeside ceanothus, Ceanothus cyaneus, has huge wands of inflorescence. Look at this scrub oak woodland here. Oh, wow. Oh, this is enchanted. And it's nice and cool here, and the trail's a lot gentler. When you start off from the trailhead, you get into a really serious groove when you start. But, yeah. These appear to be oxydanias. Or it could be intermediacy between oxydania and agrifolia. Oh well. Just gonna keep enjoying this beautiful scenery up here on Woodson Mountain. Alright, I'll see you down the way. Get a few pictures of this enchanted woodland. To a sign here. Woodson Peak, about just over, a little over 2 miles from here. Highway 67 is 1.2 miles. Lake Poway, almost 4 miles away. Yeah, you could hike from here to Lake Poway. You just hike to where you junction with the main Woodson Trail, and you can follow that to a junction that'll lead you to Lake Poway. And there's an old Fry-Koegel Trail too. I know it. I don't think it's maintained anymore, but it's in the area as well. All right. Goodness gracious, this scrub oak woodland here is just. This is when you know the chaparral is really just about hit a climax. Is when it's this large. Yeah, this is not a forest. Technically, this is chaparral, but it feels like a forest. It really feels like you're walking into an elfin forest, which is a nickname for the chaparral. Yeah. Oh. Mission Manzanita. Zylococcus bicolor. You'll see some of that here too. Single stem Manzanita. Okay. Oh yeah. You'll see some coastal wood fern along here too. See coastal wood fern growing here. Yeah, like I said, I thought I saw some bracken fern further back too. All right, time for some photos. Time to head through a really dense scrub oak thicket here. I love north-facing slopes. Wow, this is beautiful. Wonder what else I'm going to find here. Southern honeysuckle. Lanicera subspicata, variety denudata. Fruiting. Beautiful scenery here. I just wonder what else is going to come up. Yeah, I love these humongous boulders. Think about Woodson. I think the settlers, I think the Native Americans, the Kumeyaay, whoever else was in the area, I think called this the Mountain of Moonlit Rocks, I believe. Woodson Mountain. Because I think even at night, under the glistening light of the moon, you could probably see this mountain from some distance away. If I remember correctly, I remember reading that somewhere. And I think the settlers called this Cobbleback Peak, or Cobbleback, because of all these big boulders. Now the way up from the Lake Poway Trail is beautiful. It's very stunning as well. This is out of sight. This is completely out of sight. Oh, yeah, look at that. Thick leaf yerba santa. Got to patch that over here too. This is the north side of Woodson Mountain. Absolutely breathtaking. I can smell the yerba santa very strongly right now. There's a lot of it here. Stuff's been around for a while. I'm assuming these probably split and meet up. Yeah, it meets up right over here. What a beautiful hike this is. And around the chaparral now. There's a lot of big berry manzanita. Some of these ceanothus shrubs are so huge. Oh, look at this currant. Wow. Sorry about the sun glare. Look at the chamise too. Haven't seen as much of this yet. Pretty sure I will higher up. I think this is all part of an old chamise bush, or is this an old mission manzanita or something? I'm trying to see. Can't tell. I think it's part of a. Yeah, I think this is an old chamise branch here. If that's the case, that was a huge branch. Yeah. Chamise has a really close cousin called red shanks or ribbonwood, and that's Adenosum sparcifolium, as opposed to these, which are Adenosum fasciculatum, variety fasciculatum. The ribbonwood, the sparcifolium, is a massive shrub. It could be a humongous shrub that's over 20 feet tall, with huge trunks, with very shreddy red and brown bark. You gotta go further inland in San Diego County to see that. Warner Springs. the southern part of the Laguna Mountains before you start climbing really high up into them. That's where you'll really start seeing that. Ribbonwood or red shanks. It's a very close relative of chamise. It's the only other species in the genus Adenostoma. Alright. So this is not really a super rigorous climb once you get past the neighborhood portion. This is actually a lot gentler. Alright. Smells incredible out here too. I think I smell some sagebrush somewhere, but the dewy air smells great right now. The summit, I don't want to point it too far that way because of the sun. It's up that way. So this is a roundabout way to summit Woodson Mountain. But if you don't mind putting in about 3 miles of scenic, shady chaparral. Yeah, shady chaparral. It almost sounds like an oxymoron. And shady oak woodland with some ups and some downs, a couple of steep spots, a lot of moderate and easier spots like this. If you don't mind doing a roundabout way, I mean, you could just walk up the paved road from 67 and the fire station. You could just do that. You could just do that if you wanted. But I figured I wanted to experience the Fry-Koegel Trail too. And if you love natural beauty, you're going to experience it on this one. I promise you. Quite a few woodsy patches and some very thick chaparral. Occasionally, you'll get some opened up views towards the Ramona area. This is so beautiful here. I cannot stress this enough. I'm going to go ahead and cut this back before this becomes a 3.5 hour video, which I don't need it to be. Yesterday's video is probably about 2.5 hours long. I don't need that today. So I'll be seeing you in the next clip. Alright, so we're at a junction here with the old Fry-Koegel Trail. It's 1.5 miles to the summit of Woodson Mountain. So I've come about 1.7 miles. I'm going to join the Woodson Trail in just over 1/2 mile if I continue this way. The old Fry-Koegel Trail, this will take you to Woodson in 1.5 miles. Well, I'm going to stick to the regular Fry-Koegel, and then I'll join the Woodson Trail. Kind of stick to the original plan here. All right, well, let's see. Let's keep it going, and I'll see you at the Woodson Trail. Probably before that, because I'm pretty sure I'll find something else to point out. Till then, see you up the way. Some more Rhamnus pilosa, hairy redberry. Alright, so still working my way on this trail, and now I come across my first, let's see what we got here. Oh, make sure I'm looking at the right thing. I think we got, oh, Gary Avicii, looks like. Looks like Canyon silk tassel growing up here. I was assuming it was Garrya flavescens, but that prominently fuzzy underside kind of tells a slightly different tale. So yeah, I think that was Garrya veitchi, Canyon silk tassel. First silk tassel of the day. First one I've seen since the last time I was in the mountains. The higher mountains, that is. I've been hiking a lot of smaller hills and peaks. So yeah, it looks like, I think that sure looked like Garrya veitchi, Canyon silk tassel. Yeah, so we're in and out. Changes between tall chaparral, some slightly wooded areas, some oak woodlands, some coast live oak woodlands, and then some thick chaparral, and even thinner chaparral as we keep contouring our way up towards the main Woodson Trail. Very beautiful here. This is a cool little adventure out here. You can make an adventure out of anything if you put your mind to it. When I'm out hiking, whether I'm doing a short 2-mile out and back, or 5, 6, 7 out and back, or 10 plus, I like to make it into an adventure. Come with that spirit, you can make it happen. Yeah, this has been a great hike. Just depends on your frame of mind. So far, this trail's been mostly easy to moderate. Oh, now we're in a manzanita thicket now. Big berry manzanita now. Wow. All right. Well, away I go. Keep you posted. See what other gnarly things I encounter on this awesome hike. Here's a little opening in the chaparral so you can kind of see some views. Kind of looking north here. It's the Ramona area. I can see Interstate 15 over by Poway and Escondido. I think it's looking more towards Escondido, actually. Yeah, I can see Interstate 15 out there. That's cool. All right, well, what else is there to find? The only way to do this is hike it and find out. See you up the way. This is interesting. I just came up from this way. There's another pathway over here. Unmarked. I wonder where that leads. Interesting. Alright, well. That's interesting. That was kind of a surprise little junction. Like I said, I came down from the lower path. Oh well. Interesting. Just keep going up this, and I think I'm going towards that saddle, I think, right there. You can see it. I think I'm going towards that little notch over there, I believe. We'll see. See you there. Alright, so my intuition was correct. This trail does head towards that notch. This is the notch where this little hill is right here. I think there's a use trail over here, I think. Huh, interesting. Okay. So this is the Lake Poway. And I got another 1.3 miles to Woodson Summit. So here's the sign. Try not to get too much sun glare. So I've come just under 2 3/4 of a mile. Actually, probably closer to 2.9 because I walked along 67 to get to the trailhead area. Lake Poway. Oh, wait a minute. Let me see something here. There's a viewpoint 300 feet up. So let me see. So this goes to Lake Poway. That goes up towards the summit of Woodson Mountain. I'm going to go take a little detour and see what's over here. It's supposed to be a viewpoint. Ooh, bush tit birds. They're such jovial birds. Okay, so maybe I can climb to this little sub-peak. Oh, look at this. Saltuparus minimus. Man, these are tiny birds. I love these little things. I guess I'll go ahead and scramble up this. You can hear them. Those are all bush tits. I love those birds. All right, well, I guess we'll get a little quick scramble out of this. I'm gonna go ahead and climb this little viewpoint summit here. More of this granite here. Wasn't planning on rock scrambling today, but if I get a little bit of that, it won't hurt anything. Look around and see. There's the summit of Woodson up there. Still got, I think about almost 600 feet of elevation gain left to get up there. Trail's going to start following along the ridge line when I get on it. But I was kind of curious about this little sub peak here. This little bump on the ridge. So I'm going to go ahead and try to see what I can find by coming up this way and seeing what there is. Maybe I should go another way. Looks like a bushwhack over there. I'll go this way. Let's see. Oh boy. Make sure there's no poison oak while I do this. I don't think there is. Yep. Have to add a little extra flavor to this adventure. All right. Well. Oh yeah. Here's a trail. Yeah. Good view up here. That was a much higher point over there. I wonder if there's a way to get over there. You can hear all the little bush tits chirping around in there. It's a pretty cool boulder. Pretty good view up here. All right. I wonder if there's a way to get over there. I'm just going to check it out and see. Actually, you get around this rock, there's actually a followable pathway to get up here. Oh, I think I can get to the high point of this little bump here. Oh, yeah. Okay. This is kind of like a little miniature bonus peak. All right, scramble up this one. Easy little scramble up here. Wow, there's Poway Reservoir, Lake Poway, right down there. That was the first way I came up to Woodson Mountain. Was I parked at Lake Poway Park and hiked up from there. Some nice views up here. Starting to get a lot of hikers. Probably a lot of people like Potato Chip Rock. This is like a little mini summit for me, so I'll take it. I don't think this has a name. I'll look at the topo map, see if there's a little reference to it, just out of curiosity. Pretty easy getting up here. Scramble a couple of rocks. Nothing more than class 2. I didn't have any issues getting up here. So, all right, I'm gonna take a couple pictures up here and get a little, maybe a little mini bonus summit selfie. Get back to the trail. All right. So now I'm going to go back here to the junction. Turn right. That's where once I came. That's where I'm heading, up this way. The top of Woodson Mountain. So here I go. Well, there's a little bonus ridgeline bump I went to visit. Hey, there was a pretty easy way to get up there. Just a little scrambling, but mostly a use trail. That was the first one. Now I'm just heading along the spine, western spine or western ridge of Woodson Mountain. Great views up to the north. Yeah, down there, that's towards the Ramona Grasslands Preserve. A nice big meadow down there. Yeah, it's pretty cool out here. Pretty cool. Alright, I'm going to keep on climbing up this. Keep you posted on the way up. Heading towards Woodson Mountain. I'm at a junction with the old Fry-Koegel Trail. So if I would have come up this way, probably would have saved some time. However, if I did, I would have missed that little summit bump right there. So, fate had me. Decided to come up this way. So yeah, if I were to make an out and back out of this, I probably would take the old Fry-Koegel and junction with the regular Fry-Koegel on the way back, but I'm doing a loop out of this. I'm going to be going down the paved road. So here we go, folks. Still got some climbing to do and some views to enjoy. See you up the way. Time for a little lookout. There's Highway 67 right down there. California 67. There's one of yesterday's mountains I climbed, North Iron Mountain. Sorry about the sun glare. I'm gonna go dig out of water. Yeah, this small mountain range has got a lot of great peaks. A lot of great peaks. Been up on 6 of them, including Woodson once before. That was over 6.5 years ago. That was back in April 2018. Probably still have the photos somewhere on a memory card, but I didn't film any of that. But yeah. Yeah, this is such a cool mountain. I've always loved this mountain. I didn't know about it when I was a kid. Didn't really know much about this area because I live in Claremont when I was a young kid. But ever since I found out what this area is, I knew eventually I'd have to do Iron Mountain and Woodson Mountain. I didn't do Iron Mountain, which is over there. That's Iron Mountain, the pointy one in the middle. I didn't do that one until February of last year. February of 2023. I did this one years before that. Yeah. So heading up to the pinnacle of the Poway Range, the high point of this small but powerfully beautiful mountain range. Here in the more exposed parts of the chaparral, it'll be like this most of the way up. Ooh, a striped racer. Eating a lizard. Oh, this is crazy. Yo! Eating a side blotch lizard. That is a California striped racer. Predating on a western side blotch lizard. I don't like showing scenes, but this is nature. I don't want to disturb it too much. That's a California striped racer. I'm gonna give him or her some space. I don't want to disturb nature too much, but Masticophis lateralis, predating on a western side blotch lizard. I saw it coiled around something. I was wondering what was going on. At first I thought it might have been dead. Wow. That was the first snake I've seen in months. First snake I've seen since May. I haven't seen snakes since May. It's one of the worst herp summers I've ever had. But that was weird. First I didn't know what was going on. I was going to make sure it was okay, but wow. So I kind of backed up, so didn't want to freak it out too much. But yeah, I almost didn't see that till I was on top of it. Yeah. California striped racer. First one I've seen in a while. All right, well, I'm gonna keep on plugging away at this. Wow, that's crazy. Absolutely crazy. All right, see you up the way. We've had a very gentle plateau section here. Getting a little bit of a reprieve for that final summit push. So we'll definitely have some work to do. Now, I am heading towards the infamous potato chip rock. Now, personally, hey, it's a really cool, very cool geological feature. But it's so popular, so many people there. I'll probably just get a shot of it in passing, but honestly, being a peak climber, I'm more interested in getting to the summit of the mountain than anything. Now there is one boulder that marks the summit, so there might be a little rock scrambling at the end if I decide to undertake that. But I don't think it's more than class 3. There might actually be a ladder up there, I'm not sure. What a crazy morning. That was some, gosh man, that was some crazy Nat Geo stuff right there. Whew. Nat Geo wild stuff going on right there with that snake. And it's the natural order of things. I didn't want to startle it too much, that's why I kind of tried to stay calm so I didn't freak out the snake too much. Because the snake is trying to do what it does, which is eat and survive. So it kind of slid away into the bushes with the lizard in its mouth. So I guess it was constricting it, I think. I think it was constricting the lizard. Kind of felt bad that I startled it. But that's crazy. Alright, well, it's enough yapping. But first, end of city maintained trail. We're in Poway now. I mean, it's still it's not like you're gonna get lost on the way to the top if you haven't done Woodson before. You can follow the trail easily to the summit from there. It's just that the city doesn't maintain it. It's a very well maintained trail regardless. As you can see here, very well maintained. But I'm gonna get ready to do some more climbing soon, so I'll see you up the way. Alright, so I'm making this little zigzag here, seeing some more coast live oaks. These almost look like the regular variety agrifolia. Quercus agrifolia, variety agrifolia. I think maybe we have both variants growing here. It's hard to tell. Might be some intermediacy. Maybe they intergrade here. Quercus agrifolia, variety agrifolia, and Quercus agrifolia, variety oxyadania. Maybe both variants intergrade here. This one kind of looks more like oxyadania. There could be, these could be intermediates. I'm pretty sure they hybridize with one another, both variants. It's pretty interesting. These look a little more like oxyadania. So these might be intermediate between agrifolia variety agrifolia and agrifolia variety oxyadania. Interesting. Great views here. I was looking down towards the Warren Canyon area. Might be another way I climb up Woodson one day, is to try to hike up the Warren Canyon Trail. That might be a really cool way to get up here. Probably a very rigorous one, because the canyon is supposed to be very rugged. That might be a way I try to hike up Woodson another time. You could do the medium long way from Lake Poway. There's also another way you can do it, and that's from Blue Sky Ecological Reserve in Ramona. And I think that's about an 11-mile round trip hike. That might be a really cool hike for a much cooler winter day. Today we're supposed to get up into at least the mid 70s later on, so today I'm kind of just glad I'm taking this different loop, different ways to climb up this mountain. All right. All right, well, keep you posted. I see the towers are getting closer. Should be near him soon. You can see him up ahead, not that far away. I'll see you near there. Should be there pretty soon. We're approaching Potato Chip Rock, which is that there in the center. That's Potato Chip Rock. That's the famous one. Famous rock. Big. Pretty interesting. All right. Approaching the summit area as well. Yeah, there's Potato Chip Rock. Very famous Instagram, TikTok people. Love to get that one. This is weird. There's nobody waiting to get up Potato Chip Rock. That's so weird. First time I was here, it was on a Monday. It was on a Monday. Today's a Friday. First time I was here, I was on a Monday. It was a Monday, and there was a line of people here to get on Potato Chip Rock. That is it. The famous Potato Chip Rock. Looks like people have to put graffiti all over it. Ooh. Wow. Yeah. Oh, there's branches. That's it right there. And maybe on the way back. I don't know. It's really, to me, not the. To me, the most important thing is getting to the peak of this. But yeah, it's a famous rock. Already starting to see some more coniferous trees. So now, this is where the dirt trail ends. This becomes the asphalt road that I will be following on the way down. Surprised you're not a line at Potato Chip Rock today. In fact, those are the only people that are up here right now. Yeah, last time I came up here back in 2018, it was a Monday, and there were lots of people. I think I've seen less than 10 people. Wow, look at boulders up here. So nice, more people up ahead. Wow. I'll see towards the summit plateau. I'll be botanizing up there. Just about at the summit area. Yeah. I want to come back here for a while. It smells great up here. Some more coast live oaks. Yeah, these are variety Oxydania. This is Quercus agrifolia variety Oxydania. And yep, shows there's going to be some conifer action. That is a coulter pine. Yes, indeed. Dennis Coulter is up here on Woodson Mountain. Yes, indeed. Pinus coulteri. Beautiful coulter pine. And I told you there were some non-native conifers here too. These are Aleppo pines, Pinus halepensis. These undoubtedly started on their own because Aleppo pines are very prolific. Trying to see which one is the summit boulder. Which one's the high boulder? Yeah, these are Aleppos. This is an Aleppo pine here. And that's another coulter pine. So yes, yeah, I got coulter pines up here. And that's not it. I'm not done. There's gonna be more. Look at that. I'm so glad to be around these again. I'm probably gonna be getting a conifer fix in the next 4 or 5 days. But this is what's gonna get me started on it. Okay. So I'm just gonna follow this up. I'm not ready for it yet. But there's something on the other side of this Aleppo pine that will be pointed out soon. Alright. We are just about to summit Woodson Mountain. One of these boulders here, I think, is the high point. I think this is the one here. That doesn't look like a class 3 boulder to me. That looks like a class 5. Let me see. This should be the... I think it's this one. But I'm not a rock climber, so... Yeah, I think this is the boulder. I thought there was supposed to be a ladder around here you can use to scale it. But I ain't really tripping. I'm here on Woodson Mountain. So this is it. Woodson Mountain. 2,894 feet. The summit of the Poway Range here in San Diego County. So now I need to go over and show you what was on the other side of that Aleppo pine. Here we go. Yeah, I think that one's a little lower. So that would be the pinnacle there. But I am not a class 5 rock climber. I thought it was supposed to be a class 3 way to get up there, but I guess maybe not. So, what do we have here, folks? What is this? What kind of trees are these? This is a tree I love to point out when I'm in the higher mountains. I love pointing these out when I'm higher up, like in the Cuyamacas or Palomar. And this is definitely a California native, obviously. We have incense cedar, Calocedrus decurrens, here in this. Oh, wait a minute. Here in the summit area of Woodson Mountain. I just got distracted by something. I think this is the summit boulder, actually. But yeah, we got incense cedar growing here on the top of Woodson Mountain. I remember these trees from 6 years ago, and they still look very, very nice. These trees are quite adaptable, and these trees are reproducing. This one has, that brown thing right there is a cone. That's an incense cedar cone. So these trees produce cones. And how I know they've been reproducing is I remember the first time I was up here. Where did I see it? These trees do reproduce, maybe not very prolifically. This is a little bit out of their best comfort zone. But around here, I did happen to find a couple of incense cedar seedlings. Yes. Yes. I remember seeing those the first time I was up here. Calocedrus decurrens, incense cedar here on Woodson Mountain. Told you there'd be some pretty cool coniferous treats up here on Woodson Mountain. All right. Now, I think this is actually the summit boulder here. I think this is actually it. There's another incense cedar on the other side. Let me see. Yeah, I think this is it, actually. It's like somebody jerry-rigged a little ramp. I would probably break that under my 270-pound weight. Yeah, here's another incense cedar full of cones right here. Yeah, I didn't notice this incense cedar the first time I was here. Yeah, incense cedar here on Woodson Mountain. Pretty cool find. This one's got cones all in it too. All right, I'm gonna go get a few shots up here, get a few pictures. Yeah, so I decided to come up to this little rock instead. Yeah, I thought I saw a granite spiny lizard running down that way. So I think, yep, shouldn't be surprised to see granite spiny lizards up here, especially with all these boulders. Yeah, that's down by the golf course. I was way down that way. That's on the north side of Woodson, the way I went. I can see some of the golf courses down there by Ramona. Yeah, look at these beautiful coulter pines up here. More of these beautiful southern coast live oaks. Yeah, these are definitely Quercus agrifolia variety Oxyodania. That's definitely the southern variant. The one that's found further inland and higher up in elevation. Even significantly higher than this. I've seen these darn near 6,000 feet. The highest I've ever seen was about 5,880 feet above sea level, which is crazy. And I was in the Laguna Mountains. Here we are just under 3,000. We're just slightly under 2,900. It's 20,894 feet is the summit elevation here of Woodson Mountain. Yeah, so I'm going to be heading down this way. This is going to start the loop right here. This is going to be my loop getting back down towards where I'm parked. I'm parked a lot closer to the fire station. So when I get back to 67, I'll barely have any walking to do at all. Just maybe about 100 feet, if even that, along the high side of 67, if even that. I'm parked closer to the fire station than Archie Moore. I just wanted to park where I knew it was, there was no legal issue of parking, and that's what I'm trying to avoid. So yeah, where those people are going, that's the direction I'm going to be heading pretty soon. So yeah, I'm going to omit the summit boulder. I do not trust that plank of wood because looks like there's a cut in it, and I'm afraid I'm going to break it. I don't want to take that chance. There used to be some Arizona cypress trees up here. I think these are them. I think they were cut down. Yeah. Yeah, there were some cypress trees up here too. The first time I was up here. Yeah, I think these were Arizona cypress. I knew there were some cypress trees up here too. That's what's kind of shocked. I think they were right nearby these incense cedars. Huh. Interesting. It's a shame if that's the case. But yeah, Calisadrus decurrens. This is one of the interesting California native botanical treasures you'll find here on the summit area of Woodson Mountain. Absolutely amazing. Well, I guess I shouldn't be that amazed, just surprised the first time I was up here. I didn't know there'd be incense cedar up here. But, I mean, I've seen them planted in San Diego, I've seen them planted in Anaheim, Westminster. These are communities here in Southern California. I've seen them planted, I think, in El Cajon. Yeah. I've seen the big one in front of a school in Whittier. So, yeah. I've seen a few of them in Whittier, actually. Alright. I'm going to go ahead and wind my way around this and start getting ready to descend. Try to make a nice leisurely descent out of this. The road's going to be pretty steep going down, so I'll take my time and enjoy it. So yeah, this is the highest tower here on Woodson Mountain. 2,894 feet. I'm still not sure though. That one might be close to the same elevation. But I'm not a rock climber, so I'm not gonna worry about that. Just like on North Iron Mountain, I didn't go up that big boulder. But yeah, look at that coulter pine. All right. I guess I might find a place to sit down for a few minutes and then start getting ready to head down. So what kind of views do we have here on Woodson Mountain? Kind of have to look around a little bit, so before I actually officially start my full-blown descent, I'm going to start by looking towards the east, coulter pines. Here's the northeast with the Ramona grasslands area. Really big meadow surrounded by lower hills and dales. Looking north, I'm trying to see if I can see Black Mountain from here. It's too hazy, way too hazy. But yeah, I'm looking down at the city of Ramona. Right down here. So I'm only going to be able to show you east to north. I'll have to go to the other side to give you some more southerly views. Alright, so I'm going to go migrate around a little bit so I can get some more views for us here. I'll say one thing, the trees are the views for me up here. There's something interesting about this tree here. Let's see. Yeah, this is looking more towards the southeast right here. That right there is the mountain I was hiking last week. That's North Iron Mountain right there. That's looking over towards Lanai Point and what some peak baggers called Ramona Overlook Peak. But I believe it's supposed to be called Pumpkin Peak, I believe is one of the names of it. And then there's Iron Mountain right there. I see something interesting here with this tree here. Yeah, these are not pines. Yeah, this is not a pine. This is a casuarina. I believe this is a casuarina. Yeah, I noticed something different about these ones here. These are not the same as these Aleppo pines that are very similarly colored. This is not a coniferous tree. This is an angiosperm. You see, well, look at those little mini pine cones. These are seed capsules. This is not a conifer, and it's certainly not a pine. This is a casuarina. I wonder if this is Casuarina Cunninghamiana. I'm not sure, but it's very stunted. Casuarina Cunninghamiana can get up to about 100 feet tall in usually lower elevation gardens. I'm surprised to see one this high up in elevation. I believe this is an Australian species, probably. This is probably from Australia. But this is not an Aleppo pine. Those are Aleppo pines. Those are pines, those are conifers. This is not a pine, and this is not a conifer. This is a flowering plant, and these are the seed capsules. Yeah, this is a species of Casuarina, or a closely related genus. Pretty interesting. I was up there looking at it thinking, something different about that. Very interesting. Yeah, so those two are not pines, and they're not conifers. Nope, those are Casuarinas, or closely related genera. I think it's the family's Casuarinaceae, I believe. Here's the other side of that boulder. God, what a cool mountain this is. I love this mountain. Oh, look at this beautiful Quercus acutidens. There could be a Berberifolia too. But look at this beautiful scrub oak. Yeah, this is a really dope mountain. Yeah, those are not pines. When I was looking at them from up on the rocks, I was thinking to myself, something different about those. I don't think those are pines. I think those are Casuarinas. Sure enough, those are closely related Casuarinaceae plants. And look at this big chamise. Look at this big common chamise up here. Those are the seed heads of this Adenosoma fasciculatum variety fasciculatum. This one's very handsomely revealing its bark. And I was mentioning earlier in the video, I was talking about it has a close relative called redshanks, which has very shreddy bark like the chamise, only much bigger scale. Very shreddy, just like the chamise, only it's redder and browner. This is more of like a gray and some brown. But yeah, this is a pretty large chamise right here. The redshanks can get 4 times as big as this. Almost 4 times bigger than this. That's Adenosoma sparcifolium. This is the fasciculatum species here, the chamise. This is a very beautiful chamise up here. What a beautiful specimen. You can expect a lot of chamise on your hike up here. But yeah, so I guess when I'm going around, I'll just have to point out views as they come into view. Alright, well, start moving my way down. Oh yeah, it's playing a few peaks over here. Let's look over towards El Cajon Mountain over there in the sunny haze. Over there. So that's southeast. And that's looking more south again. There's Iron Mountain. And then the one below it, or the one below me, that's North Iron Mountain. North Iron Mountain was yesterday's hike with Mount Ellie. That was another incredible hike here in the Poway Range. Second day in a row I've been here in the Poway Range. Yeah. We will have some coulter pines for a little bit on the way down. So I'll be pointing these out. Beautiful coulter pines up here on Woodson Mountain. Been a great hike to get up here. The Fry-Koegel Trail is absolutely gorgeous. Beautiful trail. I think it's probably the most beautiful, definitely the most beautiful way I've come up here yet. But I also got to try Blue Sky Ecological Reserve as well. The way from Lake Poway's beautiful too. But I think the Fry-Koegel Trail is even more stunningly beautiful. And here we are, looking north over some hazy backcountry hills. You can't really see much today. Yeah, the summit of Woodson Mountain. Very beautiful place. And these beautiful coulter pines here. So as I see more views, I'll point them out on the way down. It's kind of hard to get a 360 up here. but when you do get pockets of views, they are definitely vertical and stunning. There's a nice cool breeze blowing right now here. So like I said, I'm just going to start closing out a loop right now, or I'm opening up the loop. I'll be closing it down by the bottom. So I'm going to take the Woodson paved road to get back down to the Cal Fire Station, and it'll be the first time I've done this as well. So more to come on this video. I'm sorry if it's going to be a long one. I apologize in advance. There we go. A little bit more of our conifer tour of Woodson Mountain. Got a couple of Aleppo pines here. Yeah, these are definitely pines. These are not casuarinas this time. Oh, there's a toyon over here. I did see a couple toyons on the way up. Not a humongous amount of them, but I did see a couple. This one's looks like it's trying to ripen up its fruit right now. Those one must have started flowering later in the season. Yeah, this is Heteromeles arbudifolia. Those will be quite a bit of botany today. And at least I got to see some herp action today too. The first snake I've seen since late May. Not seeing a snake since May 22nd. The last time I saw a snake was a red diamondback rattlesnake, which was my first one ever. I was thinking it was going to be an insane summer of herpetology, but it kind of died out after that. Just barely seeing lizards since. All right. Yeah, I'm keeping my eye out for granite spiny lizards. I thought I saw one. I think I saw one on the about 20 yards down from me when I was on the rock. This is definitely a place that you'd expect to find them. These large boulders and rocks, definitely granite spiny lizard habitat. There's a young lizard here, but I can't tell. I think it's a side blast lizard. I can't tell. I can't get close enough. No, I think it's a western fence lizard. It's a juvenile western fence lizard, which is a smaller cousin of the granite spiny. There's a troop of fire workers coming up this way. There's a cool place up here too. So nice and cool up here. Alright. See, that's a pretty steep road. I don't know if going up this would have been. Definitely, I think I did the right way to go up the trail and down this. This is definitely a steep road. Yeah. So yeah, I think that twin peak thing over there. I think the left one's Pumpkin and the right one is Linnae Point, Linnae Summit. I don't think any of those are officially named peaks, but they are on Peak Bagger. The one that I suspect is Pumpkin, the one on the left, I think on Peak Bagger is listed as Ramona Overlook Peak, but there's another Ramona Overlook south of there. So I think there's some confusion as to what is what. But yeah, this is a very scenic way down. This is absolutely gorgeous. It's even rockier on this side. This is spectacular. We got Cleveland sage over here. I can smell it. And now I can see it. Yeah, we got Cleveland sage, Salvia clevelandi. Okay. Shouldn't be surprised. Inland foothills and mountains. Oh yeah, sweet, tangy sage aroma. It's definitely a sweeter, more perfumey aroma than our other sages. Very similar looking to purple sage, but has a sweeter aroma. Purple sage has more of a spicy, harder kick to it, which is a good smell too. Wow, this is gorgeous over here. Ah, these boulders. Yep. Inland San Diego County foothills and mountains, known for these crazy jumbo house and even apartment-sized boulders. So cool. Feel so privileged to be able to share this with you. I do be expecting a lot of still photos up here. Ooh, California ground squirrel.
Beautiful, right?
Yes. Extremely beautiful. That's an understatement. This is absolutely insanely gorgeous. This is so wonderfully, this is scenic. Look at this. We got oak trees, boulders. Well, it looks like we have some erosive stuff here too. Look at that. Look at that. That rock must have had other stones in it at one point. It weathered away. Yeah, I think this is granodiorite, I believe. The Woodson Mountain granodiorite, I believe. I'll have to do a little research, but I think that's what we have here. Ah, this is definitely beautiful in its own way. Look at this scrub oak tree. Basically a single trunk. Look at this. This is sick. Oh man. Yeah, I like these micro details and the macro details with the big views and these little details too. Just make this such a charming area. I have a feeling El Cajon Mountain would probably be similar to this. Not in difficulty. Difficulty would probably be 5 or 6 times harder than this, but or 7 times harder. But scenery-wise, there are a lot of boulders and granite outcrops over there too. I bet you that would be an insanely beautiful hike. Very tough one, but this is insane. Insane. Look at this. Oh man. This is definitely one of the most beautiful parts of the Poway Range. And the Poway Range is an extremely beautiful place on its own. And just look at that. Yeah, see North Iron Mountain. It's kind of similar. Ooh, what do we have here? I just heard something rustling. Trying to see. Huh, I don't see anything. Yeah. Oh, just enough moisture here to support some coast live oak trees. Wow, this is spectacular. Oh man. This is definitely a more scenic route, I think, than the Lake Poway route. And the Lake Poway route, don't get it twisted, that's another phenomenally beautiful hike. Don't get it twisted. That is a gorgeous hike too. Oh, here's a western fence lizard. Hello, little buddy. Oh, whoa! See how they just did that vertical hop? That's crazy. That thing did a vertical hop about 5 times its height. That's crazy. That is crazy. A vertical. Wow. Okay. I love the natural features. Ooh, we got a Chalk Dudley over here too. A little random Chalk Dudley. And then we got a nice Laurel sumac. You'll see a fair amount of that on your hike in and around. We are a little bit below its elevational limit. I've seen them close to 4,000 feet in elevation in Cleveland National Forest in the Santa Ana Range, near Munhall, aka Los Pinos Saddle, north of it. Hoping I get to see some granite spinies. Well, I did see one from a distance. It had definitely had the coloration of a Sceloporus barcudii. I'm hoping to actually see one up close. I can get it on camera. I love granite spiny lizards. Those are fun. I don't see them very often. When I do, I make sure to appreciate it as much as possible. Wow, what a beautiful mountain this is. And this is one of the easiest ones to get to here in the Poway Range. Woodson and Iron are the relatively easy mountains to get to because you have maintained trails to get to them. Iron Mountain and Woodson Mountain. Easy meaning you don't have to do route finding and bushwhacking. You just have to know what trails to take and just go for it. But that does not take away from the absolutely wonderful views we get up here. See, my way is going to be winding down towards there. Now the water tower will probably be passing near that. And then there's Highway 67. I'll be parked somewhere near down there is where my car will be. Archie Bunker, or Archie Bunker, all in the family. Archie Moore is just about over there. What I did is I parked really close to the fire station, walked up past that gate there, a little bit up to the golf course to get there. So, ooh. What we got here? Phainopepla. Ooh, that's a Phainopepla. There's a Phainopepla bird in there. It's hidden in the bush. It's hidden in the scrub oak. Dang, there's a Phainopepla. It was a black bird with a crest on its head. Dang, I was hoping to get that on camera. That's only the third one. Yeah, that's a young Phainopepla. Oh, boy. Now I'm getting wildlife now. Now I'm getting wildlife. I got a lot of plants early on. Got a nice herp sighting. Yeah, that looked like a Phainopepla. I could have sworn I saw a crest on its head. It looked like a younger one, because they can get fairly decent sized. I saw a crest on its head, so it had to have been a Phainopepla nitens. Okay. Okay. Alright, well. We'll add some avifauna to the mix. And what do we have here? Is this a Mission Manzanita? Let me see. Yeah. Yeah, I saw these leaves are very, very narrowly revolute. I was thinking a summer holly, a close relative, but no, this is a Xylococcus bicolor. God, look at these boulders. I love these. I love this. This is one of our settlers. I think Anglo or Latino settlers called this Cobbleback Mountain because of this. Ooh, I've got an Engelmann oak here, Quercus engelmannii. Unless this has a little bit of a cutidens in it. Maybe if it has a little Cornelius Mulleri in it, it might be. But I think, yeah, Engelmann oak should be a factor. Sorry the last clip cut off, but I camera. I let it go for more than 8.5 minutes and it clip shut itself off. So I don't know where I was before, and I'm not going to bother looking for it. So yeah, looks like an Engelmann oak here. Quercus engelmannii might potentially still be a Quercus acutidens, which has Engelmann oak as a parental hybrid. So this might have some influence of Quercus cornelius muelleri as well. But I'm this looks like a Quercus engelmannii. See, Quercus acutidens, and I point out Quercus acutidens a lot because it's very commonly found here. And the ones with the bluer grayish leaves with taller statures tend to have more of its Engelmann oak parent. See, Quercus acutidens is a hybrid between Quercus engelmannii, the Engelmann oak, and Quercus cornelius muelleri, the Mueller scrub oak. The Mueller scrub oak, you basically have to go to the Laguna crest to really see that one. But Cornelius muelleri and Quercus engelmannii hybridize, and then it creates the hybrid Quercus acutidens. And Quercus acutidens is a stable hybrid, and it reproduces on its own as well. So, therefore, Quercus acutidens spreads like wildfire as well. So here's another curious oak right here. This one appears to be a Quercus acutidens, but you can clearly see, if you know what an Engelmann oak looks like, it has very similarly shaped leaves with a slightly bluish grayish cast. This one doesn't have a very strongly gray cast, but a slight gray cast. So I'm pretty sure this is an acutidens here. Pretty sure. But the acorns on it are pretty similar to Engelmann oak acorns. So you can see a clear influence of Quercus engelmannii on the stubby shape of the acorns. Kind of the stubby, rounded, blunt tip shape of the acorns. This one's most likely a Quercus acutidens. Again, hybrid of Quercus engelmannii, the Engelmann oak, which is a tree, and Quercus cornelius muelleri, which is more of a shrub oak or a scrub oak. Yeah, so this has to be a Quercus acutidens. I can very, very strongly see the Engelmann oak influence in that specimen. Gosh, botanizing is fun. Yeah, this side of Woodson is just as beautiful in its own way. Just as beautiful on this side of it, too. Look at it. Gosh, man. What a cool mountain this is. There's some white sage again. Wow. Yeah, here we go. We got an Aleppo pine right here. Oh, a monster Mission Manzanita. Oh, buddy. Oh, there's a big Mission Manzanita right here. Sorry about the sun glare. Dang. Wow, this is a big Mission Manzanita. Almost as tall as a smaller Coast Live Oak in here. Wow, that's a big Mission Manzanita. Oh, wow. There's some Canary Island pines up ahead, too. I didn't think there'd be Canary Island pines planted here, but I mean, I've seen them planted in the San Gabriel Mountains above 3,000 feet. Now we're gonna have Canary Island pines coming up, so be ready for that too. Yeah, it's a lonely Aleppo pine. Remember that beautiful white sage. Gosh, man, this is absolutely astonishingly beautiful here. I've been saying that a lot lately, but I'm not just saying it just to say it. I'm saying it because I mean it. Oh, what is that? Is that fall color right there? Maybe a little bit. Looks like a partially deciduous scrub oak over there. It's starting to shed some leaves. Some of our scrub oaks shed some of their leaves for late summer, fall, and early winter. Yeah, it's a scrub oak. Yeah, some of them are partially deciduous. Some of them are half deciduous. Some of them are mostly deciduous. Occasionally nearly fully deciduous, but that's not super common. Yeah, here we go. Pinus canariensis. We got Canary Island pines over here too. That's another non-native pine up here on Woodson Mountain. So we have 2 native conifers and 2 non-native conifers. Well, actually, 3 California natives. Because one of them was a knobcomb pine, which is really not native to San Diego County, to my knowledge, but does get planted here. It is a California native. The nearest native population, I believe, is the one in the Santa Ana Mountains near Pleasance Peak. Oh, look at this tall sugar bush here. There's a nice tall Rusovata, aka sugar sumac. Oh, here's a big one full of droops, the fruits on them. Ooh, buddy, look at this. Oh yeah, this is an older one. These things can live for a long time. Watch out, there's a beehive over here, so be careful. Yeah, here's an old sugar bush, or sugar sumac. And there's its close, somewhat close relative, laurel sumac, also with folded up leaves, but much narrower leaves. Leaves are more mango-like on laurel sumac than they are on sugar bush. Wow. Cool spot. There's a nice breeze blowing up here too. Keeping it nice and cool up here. This is wild. They say, oh, it's a road hike. How cool can a road hike be? Well, it's as cool as you make it. To me, it's not so much the road being the importance of why I enjoy the hike. A lot of it's what's growing on the side of the road and the views I get, the challenge, the vibe I get. I don't care if it's a road hike. If it gets me where I want to go, I'm game. If it's a way by which I get to my destination, I'm happy to do it. I didn't really point this out too much. I did see a few of these along the way, but here's a small hollyleaf cherry right here. Did see a few of these. For some stupid reason, I didn't point it out. Here's a really stunted Prunus ilicifolia, subspecies ilicifolia. Pretty cool. And yeah, there are some Canary Island pine trees planted. Those upright pines right there. Yeah, this is a cool hike. You got a young Canary Island pine coming up ahead. I think that's a Canary Island pine right there too. Huh. Growing right out of the rock. Okay. Ooh. There's a young Canary Island pine. Oh, cool. Bet you this came up on its own. That's crazy, that Canary Island pine growing out of the rock. That's not even native. Yeah, here's a young Canary Island pine. I bet you this will germinate on its own. They do occasionally pop up. Usually you're more likely to see Aleppo pines pop up. Believe it or not. Aleppos and Canary Island pines are closely related. They're in the pinaster section. So they're closely related. Genus Pinus, subgenus Pinus, I think section Pinus, I think, and the next level would be pinaster, the pinaster group. There's another Aleppo pine. So yeah, Aleppos and Canary Islands are closely related. Yeah, there's North Iron Mountain. That was my last week hike, right up there. That was last week's hike. Last week? That was yesterday's hike. I'm sorry. Yeah. That's yesterday's hike. I was up there yesterday. I was hiking down thinking, what should I do before I go meet up with my friend Brett? Take that long drive up to Kern County. I should maybe snap up another hike before I head up that way. And that's why I'm glad I did this one. Oh, here's a coulter pine right here. That's starting to warm up over here. Not as much breeze. Yeah, that's a little coulter pine right there. Here's another tiny coulter pine right here. Yeah. Native coulter pine. Still looking for those granite spiny lizards. Not seeing any. Maybe too many people walking up and down this, maybe. I've seen them along hiking trails too. Busy hiking trails. Yeah, look at this. Cool little rest spot right here under this little coulter pine. Alright. Take a break here. Take a sit down. Enjoy this. What's this? Hold up. What do we got here? Oh, interior live oak. Quercus wislezenii ready for Tessins. I only saw one other one on the way up. And it was right when somebody was coming by, so I didn't film it. But yeah, shrub interior live oak is growing here too. Quercus wislezenii ready for Tessins. I've seen it in the area. In fact, over near Iron Mountain, that's where you see the hybrid between California black oak and interior live oak, which is called oracle oak. There are a couple of oracle oaks near Iron Mountain to the south. So that was pretty interesting to see that. But I'm going to take a little rest here for a few minutes, just enjoy the scenery and get a sip of water. That's where I was last filming, right there by that coulter pine where I sat down for a couple minutes. Now I'm going to go take a look at this little area. See, there's a cool viewpoint up here. It's a little use trail worming its way up here. Wow. Yeah, look at beautiful North Iron Mountain. Yesterday's hike. Yep. Love being out on the trail, back-to-back days. That's why I love being on vacation. Wow. I got some more interior live oak up here. Somebody's got some very large leaves on them. Yeah. Here's another patch of shrub interior live oak right here. Quercus wislezenii ready for Tessins. Got some pretty large leaves. A lot of times their leaves are a lot smaller than that. Oh, this little one had acorns at one point. Those are acorn cups there. Gosh. I do love these little mini side trips. I had to do that first one to that small mini summit. I had to do it. This is just a little side trip. And we're getting a lot more interior live oak now on this side of Woodson Mountain. Getting a lot more of it now. This whole thicket of it here on the side of this boulder. Yeah. Gosh, man. This is just absolutely stupendous out here. This is stupendously beautiful. Yeah. I think Woodson's got more boulders than North Iron, but North Iron, that's another scenic peak here. I didn't climb the Class 5 boulder, but I did hit a few of the smaller rocks nearby yesterday. A little grasshopper. Wow. Gosh, this is an incredibly intoxicating place. So much to see up here. Beautiful Woodson Mountain. Gosh, man. Definitely. The Fry-Koegel Trail, going up Fry-Koegel and making a loop by going down the service road, Woodson Road, is definitely a cool loop to do. Alright, well, I'm going to head back to the trail, start working my way down more. Keep you posted on other interesting finds and hopefully some more wildlife sightings as I descend Woodson Road. There's another Lepo pine. Look at the boulders, man. Can't get enough of this scenery. That's why I'm filming a lot on the way down, too. This is gorgeous out here. Well, here's another interior live oak that's a little more tree-like. Yeah, this is a Quercus whistleseni variety. I'm still assuming this is variety frutescens, but this is a pretty big one. First when I was coming up to it, I was thinking it was a coast live oak because it's shaped like a coast live oak. But no, this is a large Quercus whistleseni variety frutescens. Ooh, yeah, this is more of a tree than a shrub. Wow, this is a beautiful specimen. Oh, man. Well, and this one's got acorns, too. Those shrubbier ones over by the rocks over there didn't really seem to have any, but this has got a bunch of acorns. Oh, wait a minute. Yeah. I had to double check myself for a second. This is not a coast live oak. This is an interior live oak. The acorns are pretty similar on coast live oak and interior live oak, and the leaves are somewhat similar. Except coast live oak leaves are a lot more strongly curled under. These ones are usually not. They have a little bit of curling, a little bit. As you see here, they do curve down a little bit, but definitely a lot flatter than coast live oak leaves. So I had to stop and really look at this for a second, because they are. Coast live oak and interior live oak are fairly closely related oaks. Here's a coast live oak right here. In fact, this is actually a coast live oak. See, the leaves curve down a lot more strongly. And what variant am I looking at here? This looks like the regular Quercus agrifolia variety agrifolia. So I've seen both variants of coast live oak today. Quercus agrifolia variety agrifolia and Quercus agrifolia variety oxyadania. So I have seen both variants of coast live oak. That's crazy. This is where they start integrating, and probably where they hybridize with one another as well. But this, again, this is another closely related oak, the interior live oak, again, Quercus whistleseni variety frutescens. This one I still think is variety frutescens, even though it's starting to look more like a variety of whistleseni, which is the tree form. Frutescens is the shrubby form. But this one's starting to look more like variety whistleseni, but I don't think that's very common here in San Diego County. This is what you're normally going to see when you're looking at interior live oak, the shrubby interior live oak. You're going to be looking more at shrubs like these. But they do sometimes grow quite upright and form multi-trunked small trees. But what I was trying to say before I got distracted is that interior live oak and coast live oak are both red oaks. They're in the lobate section of the oaks. So they both are closely related, and they do have the possibility of hybridizing. Oaks in the same lineage tend to be able to hybridize a lot. And I was talking about Quercus acutidens, the notorious hybrid scrub oak that I've been seeing a lot of today as well. That is a hybrid between two white oaks, Quercus engelmanni and Quercus cornelius muelleri, as I'd mentioned before. So, and There's another type of red oak, the California black oak, which hybridizes with this and forms the Oracle oak, Quercus morejus. I would not be surprised if I actually saw one today, but I haven't seen any. Sometimes you'll find them more with interior live oaks, even with the absence of black oak, because black oak pollen could probably travel. But yeah, look at that. Quercus was any ready for tests. It's a big one. Let me get some pictures of this and start moving on. Yeah, because as I was mentioning earlier, interior live oaks and coast live oaks have very similar acorns. Very similar, usually. They're usually long, narrow, and pointy tipped. Both coast and interior live oaks. The ones that one back there though had some pretty fat acorns on them. Had some fat acorns that were a little juicier looking. But here's another coast live oak right here. So yeah. Both coast live oaks and interior live oaks a lot of times have similar acorns. Medium brown, and a lot of times very pointy. Not always pointy, like the interior live oak sometimes has some fatter ones, but here's that. Yeah, I believe, yeah, this looks like another acutidens right here. The oak diversity here is pretty cool too. So both variants of coast live oak grow here. And I'm pretty sure there's some intergrading and interbreeding between the two variants. So there are some that look like they have some intermediate characteristics. So I'm pretty sure both southern and regular coast live oaks are hybridizing here. So they're both here. So yep, another hiking video with a field trip in botany. Yeah, I love doing these videos. And more Canary Island pines up there. See? Again, like I said earlier, gosh, botany is fun. It really is. But botanizing is fun for me. That's why I do it all the time. Alright. Well, I'm too busy trying to savor this to rush this. But I'm going to keep on working my way down. I think I'm going to be heading around there. And I hope the road goes near that water tank. And I think it does. Because it looks like there's going to be something else. Another California native pine that I'm going to have to point out. The fun just keeps coming. All right, I'll see you down the way. Ooh, yeah, before I even get to that spot. Look at that huge San Diego mountain mahogany right there. That's a pretty decent sized one. Cercocarpus minuta floris. That's a nice one. Oh, buddy. I can feel myself getting closer to the trailhead. And a lot of times when I'm going downhill from climbing a peak, a lot of times I'm at the point where, oh, okay, I'm getting tired. I want to get back to the car. I'm tired. I'm just having too much fun. I have way too much fun. I think that tends to be more on out and back hikes because I've already seen the scenery once before. But this has been an absolute delight. I love this route. I love looping the Fry-Koegel to the Woodson Trail to the Woodson Road. This is a steep road. Definitely feel it in your calves, especially going down. Yeah, shortly up ahead, there's going to be something else to botanize. Oh boy, yeah, I'm getting close to it too. Before I get there, I do have a couple more coulter pines popping up. One of them lost its top. Almost looks like it was deliberately cut the way it's clean cut. But yeah, and there's another Aleppo pine, that narrow one, on the right. But yeah. Yeah, I feel some more botany coming up. And I'll see you there. Yeah, so I'm just about at the next botanical find. I saw this coming from a little ways away, a little ways up the hill. I was hoping the trail or the road was going to go near this. Thankfully for my sake, it does. So, today's theme seems to be coming across a lot of closely related plants. Closely related non-native pines like the Aleppo pine and the Canary Island pine, interior live oak and coast live oak, and the scrub oaks that are related to each other, the scrub oaks. Well, we're going to continue that theme right now. As I look up here at this pine tree here, this is another California native, not native to San Diego County, but from northwest LA County up to near the Oregon border. And it's closely related to a pine that is native here to San Diego County. And there's another one right here. This, folks, that's a gray pine, Pinus sabiniana. Gray pine, or aka ghost pine or foothill pine. Yes, this is a young gray pine here. And there's a relatively young gray pine there. Ooh, a western whiptail. Western, see? Hey, herpetology gets in the way. I gotta let it cut me off. Okay, so back to what I was saying, is a western whiptail. Okay, so yeah, there's a gray pine. These larger ones, those are gray pines, Pinus sabiniana. So, what San Diego County native? Ooh, a baby side-blotch lizard. So, the gray pine, Pinus sabiniana, is a close relative of the coulter pine, Pinus coulteri. So those are close relatives in the yellow pine group, and there's means they're close affinities with ponderosa, Jeffrey, and Torrey pines. So yes, coulter pine, gray pine. Time for some pictures. Here we are. Here we go, another gray pine. And not only are they closely related to coulter pines, being in the yellow pine group, subsection ponderosae, they have pretty similar cones to coulter pines. Big, heavy cones with sharp claws sticking out of them. So yes, not really. The difference is, while coulter pines have a bluish grayish green cast, gray pines have even a grayer bluish gray green cast, and they're both very similar but a little bit smaller than coulter pines. Here's a coulter pine right here. So yeah, coulter pine and gray pine growing together here on the slopes of Woodson Mountain. So yeah, the botanical stuff just keeps on hitting hard. Here's something I haven't pointed out in a while. Rhamnus pilosa. This is a hairy redberry. Yep, Rhamnus pilosa. Very fuzzy. Very similar looking again to Rhamnus ilicifolia, to which is closely related. This one's got some pretty big leaves on it. But these are very fuzzy leaves too. And the stems are very fuzzy. So yeah, more Rhamnus pilosa. Hairy redberry. Gosh. Yeah, just those last couple pictures I took. It's just the scenery. This big ravine down here. And I see some interesting stuff planted down there. Looks like there's some cypress trees down there. I'm assuming they're probably Arizona cypress, but let me see. I don't think I'll be able to get close to them, so I don't think the road's going to go that way. But if you see that grayish green pyramid-shaped tree right there, I believe that's an Arizona cypress. Hesperus arizonica. Unless it's one of his closely related Southern California natives. Pretty insane. Wow. There's just too much here to savor. too much here to savor. This is actually one of my favorite hikes so far. It's more that mountain mahogany, circuit carpus minuta floors. It's crazy. Yeah, I'm getting closer to the highway. Oh, a sapling gray pine right there. Yep, it's naturalizing here too. There's another coulter pine over there. Ooh, what were those? Phytopeplas. Wow, I think so. Yeah, I got more gray pines here. There's a coulter pine. Yep, more gray pines. And there's an upright Canary Island pine right there. Look at that Canary Island pine. That's a stunning specimen there. Yeah. You saw how irregular the older gray pines were. They can be pretty neat and tidy when they're young. There's a bunch of gray pines here actually. Look how neat and tidy they are now. They get older, they'll fork, be all contorted and twisted. Regularly beautiful. A bunch of gray pines here actually. So sorry to see this hike end. Very sorry to see this end. This has been incredible. Look at that. Very beautiful. I'm so enamored by these gray pines here. Almost feels like we're in the foothills of the Sierras. This is the kind of vibe I'm getting right now. I've been in foothill areas of the Sierras that are kind of similar to this. Like the foothills of Breckenridge Mountain are kind of similar to this. Over in Kern County, which is a small mountain range just south of the Greenhorns, which are just south of the Sierras. And there are a lot of gray pines along there. It's almost giving me that vibe right now. But I'm about 4 hours south here in San Diego County. A lot of gray pines down here. Now we're getting more coulters too. Guys, this is, oh boy. This has been an amazing day out here. There's another gray pine right here. I got some houses here too. Should be down pretty soon. Should be ending this hike, unfortunately. I'm sad to see this hike end. Very sad. I'm very sad to see this hike end. I know I got more hikes coming up, but this hike was just, oh man. This is just an amazing hike out here. Look at all these beautiful coulter pines too. Look at this. Gosh. Oh, this one's starting to plate out already too. Look at the bark. The bark's starting to form plates. Looks like it's Ponderosa Jeffrey pine relatives. Crazy. Look at this. Sorry about the sun. This is a gorgeous place. I'm going to be heading through the Cal Fire Station area. Yeah, I saw the same group of firefighters, or whatever they are, civilian conservation people, I don't know, group of young women that were storming up the mountain, all in orange gear, and then just a couple minutes ago, they passed me on the way down. That's how much of a leisurely pace I'm taking on this hike. I don't feel like rushing this. I feel like savoring every moment of this. You get to see these beautiful big berry manzanitas. Oh, and here's some big scrub oak action over here. Here's a big scrub oak. Another acutidens. Gosh, man. Look at this beautiful Quercus acutidens. There's just so much to savor on this hike. There's so much to appreciate. If you do this Woodson Mountain loop, go up from the Fry-Koegel Trail and go down Woodson Road. Now we got a woodland of gray pine. Look at this. And a California scrub jay flying by too. Sheesh. Look at this old coast live oak here. That's one thing you don't have in the foothills of the Sierras is coast live oak. They would be replaced by tree-sized interior live oaks instead. But what a beautiful coast live oak. Yeah, it's gone lower down on this side. It's been pretty much all Quercus agrifolia variety agrifolia. I've kind of left the oxyadenias behind. Look at these gray pines. Wow. I need to get a couple pictures of this before I keep filming. These are, oh, there's a whole woodland of them growing here. Oh, here's another mammoth scrub oak right here. Oh, look at this Quercus. I think this is another Acutidens, I think. This could be a Berbertifolia too. This thing is big. Big one. Doesn't have any extremely trunks on it. Boy, it's huge. Beautiful architecture. Well grown scrub oak out here. Man, I feel like I'm in the foothills of the Sierra Nevada right now. Again, coast live oak would be replaced by tree interior live oak. But it really, this definitely has a Sierra Nevada foothill feel to it. You're just coming up from California Hot Springs or something in Kern and Tulare counties. Well, Tulare County is where California Hot Springs is located, but it's like a veritable gray pine woodland here. Sheesh, man. Oh, there's a Canary Island pine mixed in there. Now and there, that's a Canary Island pine. The rest of these are gray pines. Gosh, I feel like I'm either near Lake Hughes in LA, northwestern LA County, where there's some great gray pine woodlands. I feel like I'm in the, ooh. Well, I think that's Pepsis thisbe. Thisbe's tarantula hawk wasp. Looks like it's struggling a little bit. Maybe it's just stunned. Give it a chance to do what it's got to do. That's starting to fly. I think it'll be all right. That's western poison oak right there. Not much color change on the leaves though. I don't think this is going to be a good fall color year, to be honest with you. Up until these last few days, it's been constantly hot this month, pretty much. Today the weather's delightful. It's a little warmer than yesterday. Yesterday was overcast pretty much the whole day. A few little peaks of sun here and there, but it was pretty much overcast the whole day. Yeah. Look at these gray pines. This is so beautiful. I love this. I feel like I'm probably going to be seeing more gray pines on my vacation in their actual natural habitat in the next few days. I'm probably going to be heading towards Breckenridge Mountain, by the way. Those are the claw scales. That's only a little chunk of a gray pine cone there. But yeah, I'm probably going to be spending some time near Breckenridge Mountain, maybe a couple of other spots. So I'm pretty sure I'm going to be seeing more gray pines on my vacation. I'm kind of looking forward to that. Yeah, I'm not sure if this is going to be an Arizona cypress, but this is one of the cypress trees. There's cypress here too. I'm not sure, because I don't know if I can tell this apart from the native Cuyamaca cypress. This could possibly be Cuyamaca cypress, Hesperoscypris stevensonii. I'm gonna have to look up to see if there are any records over in this area, but this could be a Cuyamaca cypress. It's definitely not a Tecate cypress because it's too grayish colored. This could potentially be a Cuyamaca cypress. I think this is Hesperoscypris stevensonii. I think that's what this is. I think this is a Cuyamaca cypress. If that's the case, this would be the first time I've convincingly seen one. It could be Hesperoscypris arizonica, or there's one type of Arizona cypress that's sometimes called Hesperoscypris glabra. smooth Arizona cypress. I've heard that name thrown around too. But I think this is a Cuyamaca cypress. I'm going to take several pictures of this. I'm going to look on CalFlora because Arizona cypress is a very, extremely close relative of A, the Cuyamaca cypress in southwestern Cuyamaca Mountains, and B, it's also a very close relative of the Paiute cypress up in Kern County, which I've seen as well in its native habitat. So I have to really look into this, and they're pretty similar. The Paiute cypress has grayer, stringy bark. This one seems to peel kind of like the Tecate cypress, or the smooth Arizona cypress, if that's an actual species or variant of the typical Arizona cypress. But I think this is a Cuyamaca cypress. It's definitely not a Paiute cypress. I don't think they plant those here. If they do, I'd love to find them. But yeah, I think this is a Cuyamaca cypress. I'm going to take some pictures of this after I put some batteries in my camera. Yeah, so I think this is a Hesperosiparis stevensonii. In fact, I was mentioning Cuyamaca cypress, Arizona cypress, and Paiute cypress, which is Hesperosiparis nevadensis. The Paiute cypress is also very closely related to the Cuyamaca cypress and the Arizona cypress. In fact, old texts had them all as a subspecies of Arizona cypress, like Hesperosiparis arizonica subspecies nevadensis, the Paiute cypress, and Hesperosiparis arizonica subspecies stevensonii, and sometimes the Cuyamaca cypress was actually just listed as a regular Hesperosiparis arizonica subspecies arizonica, as a regular Arizona cypress. But yeah, that peeling bark makes me think that that's a Cuyamaca cypress. Because, oh, that's crazy. Ooh. I talk about California lilacs, the Ceanothus species. I don't know what this is. This thing's got spines on it. I don't know. Looks like some little plum trees. Alright, now I gotta go find where the actual trail is back to the highway. I'm so sad to see this hike end. Well, it's definitely not gonna be that way. There's a lot of gray pine around here. Unbelievable. So what's gonna happen is I'm eventually gonna join a dirt path that's gonna lead me back to 67. So I think what I need to do is I think I'm gonna bear left here. Okay. So I think this is the dirt track that's going to lead me back to the legal way to hike back to 67. Boy, this has been an amazing day out here. I can't stress this enough. This was a great outing. A nice, beautiful coast live oak here. Yeah, we're back. Yeah, definitely. Regular Quercus agrifolia variety agrifolia. So I see both Quercus agrifolia variety agrifolia and Quercus agrifolia variety axiodania today. So a pretty decent amount of oak diversity here. Very, very happy. Very happy to have done this hike today. Huh. What's this? No way. No way. Is this what I think it is? No way. Is this a paper mulberry tree? No way. Yeah, this is Brucinetia papyrifera. This is a paper mulberry. Oh, wow. Last time I saw one of these was in Arkansas when I went on a company trip. Yeah. Oh, snap. See, the botany just doesn't stop coming. Yeah, this is paper mulberry. Brucinetia papyrifera. That's crazy. How cool is that? It's a pretty decent sized one. It's starting to change color because it's a winter deciduous tree. If I remember correctly, it is in the mulberry family, the Moraceae. It is a member of the mulberry family. So it's related to figs and mulberries, jackfruits. But this is a winter deciduous tree. I think it's from Asia. And it's starting to change color. It's starting to turn yellow. You can see the leaves are starting to change color on it. It's a winter deciduous tree. It's got a nice, pretty nice trunk in there too. Yeah, Brucinetia papyrifera. Paper mulberry. Interesting. Never seen one here in San Diego County. Very interesting. Wow. Look at the size of those fruits, those round things. Those are probably more like aggregates, because mulberry family fruits are typically aggregates. Aggregates like in mulberries or aggregate drupelets. I think it's the same thing with these. Figs are actually technically called synconium. They have a fleshy covering, and then inside is where the flowers are that get fertilized and turned into the seeds. So that's a synconium. A fig is a synconium. But yeah, I think, yeah. Paper mulberry. Wow. It's like the non-native flora is just as striking as the native flora. Yeah, never seen one of these. It's only the second time I've ever seen one. Ooh. Look at the little baby side blotch lizard. Hello, little buddy. Look at that. I'm trying not to get the shade so you can see it. Oh, look at that. Little baby side blotch lizard. Oh, man. Oh, man. Brucinetia papyrifera. I gotta get some pictures of this. What am I doing? Alright, so we're near a riparian area now. So now, point out some riparian species. Riparian means stream side. What do we have here? Arroyo willow, Salix laciolepis. Starting to get a few leaves starting to change color. Wow. Boy, basically every single step I've taken on this hike, every single step I have taken has been nothing short of spectacular. So if you love nature and botany and don't mind hiking up a road, I think it's a no-brainer. You've got to take this hike. Absolutely got to take this hike. Go up the Fry-Koegel Trail, or go down it, and go up or down the Woodson Road. So, trying to see where this leads out. I wonder if this will lead out actually past my car. I'm not even sure. Can't tell. Actually, is that my car? There's a white SUV over there. Let me see. If that's it, then that's... Yeah, I think that's my car. Kind of sad to see this end, to be honest with you. This has been a freaking amazing day out here. What an amazing day this has been. Scramble up this berm a little bit. Yeah, that's my car. Fortunately, for me, this is gonna do it for my hike. Great day out here. Yeah, we got a river red gum here, Eucalyptus comadolensis. This is gonna do it for my hike. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed me pointing out the flora and some of the fauna here in the Woodson Mountain area. It's ended off with a red willow, Salix laevigata. So, thanks for watching, and I should have some more videos. It might be slow to get these videos up because I'm going to be recording a lot more going forward during my vacation, because I still have several more days left. So, expect some of these videos might take a while. But expect at some point in the next week or so, expect a lot of uploads. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next adventure.